Hello YouTube, it's your boy Nathan coming to you to do another recap video. Today we are talking 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way, Season 6, Episode 8. Much ado about everything. So we're just going to get on to it. This is going to be, I say this a lot and I don't end up doing it, but this is going to be a quick video because it's not too much to dive into, but we're just going to go on running through it. So the first couple I want to talk is Corona and Inky. So as we know, Corona, she's in Iceland, right? And, and last week, I forgot to mention this word that she kept on using, but it was called soft partnering. And she was telling Inky last week that, she's been very soft with them, soft partnering with them. Last week he said if you pop off, I'll just make you laugh, and she was like, that's the worst thing you can do. So in this episode they talked more about that, and Inky takes her to this place and to try some kind of Icelandic shark delicacy that it didn't look right and it didn't taste right, and Corona tasted it and she spit it out. She was just like, what is this? And everything. He's like, it's like a shark and everything. And she wasn't for it. And I'm just like, okay. So they tried that, and then now the discussion is Corona is about to meet Inky's parents. Now, Corona is super nervous about meeting his parents, which is understandable. She's a black woman in Iceland. His parents had probably never seen a black person in her life and everything, so she's nervous about that. She's nervous about how she dresses, her hairstyle, and everything. She is really worried, and she was just going on and on and on about it, and I'm just like, okay, and I understand her point with it. I really do. The only point I understand is her being an African American woman in a country that don't have any. So that's the only thing I'm siding with her on. Everything else, she would admit, I'm too loud, I'm too obnoxious, I'm too this and that. Corona, just chill. Everybody's getting mad at Inky for not showing much enthusiasm, but this is also Inky's first relationship, so Corona just needs to chill out and everything. So I mean, I think it was a little bit rude how when she tried that shark thing, it was just how she did it. I mean, you didn't like it, but I wouldn't have shown that much. I don't know. I wouldn't react the way she did, even if I didn't like it. I mean, that's just my opinion. So, but yeah, next week we'll be able to see when she meets his parents, and I think it's going to go better than what she's thinking and everything. So that was Corona and Inky. Next couple I want to talk is Josh and Lily. So Josh and Lily met up with Lily's sister. And Josh and Lily so far have been my favorite couple this season. They're both hopeless romantics, and they talked about that. And Lily's sister talked about how Josh is not going to be able to work, and the workload is going to be on Lily. And Josh had to explain to her that we knew that coming here, but moving here, I had to move here. This was the only way for us to be together. And then Lily told us a story about why her and her ex-husband didn't work out and everything. That's basically it with Josh and Lily. It was one scene just talking about that. They went out to meet with the sister and everything. So not much to really dive into. It's just the same old with that one. So yeah, that was it with that. So the next couple I want to talk is, I'm going to do James and Tata next, because last week, okay, we seen how Tata had a big breakdown, and she had in Indonesian culture, you had to kiss your parents' feet for forgiveness and stuff. And so in this episode, like, it's the continuation of that. James is just standing there, just like a deer in the headlights, just like, what is going on? This is all new to me. This everything I'm guessing right now they're doing is a cultural thing and whatever. So finally, Tata finally calms herself and she apologizes to James on how she reacted and everything and whatnot and everything. Apologized to the parents and stuff. The parents said like, "We'll help you. It's okay. Like it's okay." Because last week, like James was getting frustrated with her for not like joining in on a conversation after she was doing all that translating and stuff. And I was actually irritated with James last week because of that. So later, James and Tata go back to the hotel, and then they get into an argument about it, and like James wasn't apologizing for for his side of things after she did, so she got mad about that and everything. And they just started arguing, and then she threatened like, I'm going to stay at my parents' house tonight and everything. And James was like, "Oh, you're just going to abandon me in a different country like that and everything." And she was like, "Well, you're being mean, basically." And James tried to explain his point, but like, I mean, like James, like I understand where he's coming from, that he doesn't want like a burden to be on like Natalia's parents, but they were cool. They were cool, and we usually see like in on like on we usually see like on 90 Day when the parents are really like mean and manipulative, like and not accepting of anything. We've seen that, and these parents are cool. I like them and stuff. So like they got into an argument. James said like if this relationship, if this is going to affect I've only been here for a couple of days, and if we're fighting like this, then we may need to go back to America and stuff, because it's not worth it fighting like this and letting it ruin our relationship slash marriage actually. So they hugged each other, and that was it with that one. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just gonna leave that alone. So yeah, that was James and Tata. And then the next couple I'm talking Statler and Dempsey. So last week Statler and Dempsey got the van, and Statler, coming off of that plane, remember she was all drowsy, Batman and everything. When she got the van, saw the van, like she finally cracked a smile. This episode, they're riding around. They parked like a camp place, and they had like a water tank that they had to like use like a hose and pour water into this tank and stuff. And they had some heating issues. Dempsey, like it was really cold in the van. Dempsey had to actually call like the former owner of the van to see like, okay, where's the heating stuff? I don't want to touch all these buttons and like mess up the whole system and everything, because it was very freezing in that van. So she called the guy. He answered. He showed her what to do and everything, and it turned on and they got the heat. And Statler was really happy and everything, and they made their bed, and that was it. I mean, so far so good with Statler and Dempsey, but as we know, they're not together right now. I feel bad because like Dempsey is a sweetheart. I've been more team Dempsey than anything. Like, I mean, Statler, I like Statler too, but I know Statler's a little weird and got some stuff going on, but like they do make a good couple, and they do balance each other out and stuff and everything. But I just like Dempsey like more. She's just like a sweetheart. Every time we see them in their little, like in the beginning, like she's always have like the flower in her mouth. Like she's a really sweet girl, and and this is what she always wanted to do, like, and so be it. So, Statler said, like, this is a lesbian dream, and I think this, but then to live in a van like this, but she was like, this is a lesbian dream times infinity. and whatever you say, Statler. So, but what still confuses me with Statler and Dempsey is that last season on before the 90, they were like Statler was more into Dempsey than Dempsey was into Statler last season. Now this season is the other way around. Dempsey's more into Statler than Statler's into her. So I don't know what flipped with it and everything. So I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see what lead as we get on the road, what leads to their breakup and stuff. So yeah, that was Statler and Dempsey. And the last couple I want to talk is Joanne and Sean. So we didn't see Sean, but we seen Joanne. So last week we were introduced to Joanne and Sean. We know Joanne is like 43, and she's secretly married to Sean, who lives in Ireland. She has 2 boys that she's bringing to Ireland to meet Sean and stuff. And nobody knows that she's married, but she at least wants to tell her mother that she's married. So in this episode, this was interesting. The mom, Joanne's mom and aunt come over because they're not going to Ireland. The mom, Joanne wants them to come to Ireland, but the mom doesn't really want to. So she's coming in from South Carolina to cat sit basically. And so she was showing them what to do with the cats and their feeding times or whatever and whatnot. And then the mom started asking questions about Sean and why are you doing this, and that. And Joanne was just like, well, let me talk to you a little bit about that. Let's just sit down for this conversation. And the mom was like, oh, here we go. And so Joanne had told the mom and her aunt that she is actually married. And the mom was like, what? You're married? You married a complete stranger? And Joanne was like, well, people elope all the time. And she was like, yeah, but at least they come back right away to tell them, I'm your mother and everything. I don't care how old you are. I'm your mother and everything. Like, the mom wasn't really happy, like, hearing that. She was not so much mad that she was, like, married. It was the fact that she didn't tell her after 2 years and stuff. She was and Joanne tried to explain to her, like, this is something that me and Sean wanted just by ourselves. This is something we just wanted to do by ourselves and everything. And it kind of reminded me of when Colt married Vanessa when they eloped privately and didn't tell anybody until the tell-all, including Mother Debbie and stuff. So this kind of reminds me a little bit of that. But the mom just tried to explain, well, these kind of things that you need to tell. Like, and she asked, did you tell anybody else? Nope. Did you tell your kids? She's like, no, I'm going to tell the kids while we are there and stuff. And she just thought she was crazy and stuff. And the mom was like, Sean might be okay, might be a great guy. He also might be a psycho. We don't know yet. But it was really upsetting for her to tell her that she's married secretly and stuff and everything. Like, because and the mom has a point. I feel like yes, she's right. People elope all the time, but usually they don't. After they elope, they come back and tell them right away. And Joanne wanted to make sure that the mom at least knew first before anybody else does, and before she heard it through the grapevine, basically. And a 43-year-old doing that, I don't know. Like, a lot, in today's world, today's generation of people really want to get eloped. Like, I asked so many people, like, who are engaged, like, what are their wedding plans and stuff and everything, and they say, oh, we're just probably going to elope. I'm just like, I don't really, me personally, I'm not a fan of eloping, because, like, that's just, I don't know. I understand it's just something that the couple wants and everything, but, I want a wedding with my family and friends. Like, I told my girlfriend, we're not eloping. Her and I are not going to be eloping. So, so that's just that. That's just my opinion on that one. So, it is what it is. So, next week, I think next week we'll meet Sean in Ireland. So, I'm curious to see how that works out next week. But anyway, that's the end of my review, y'all. Told you it'll be quick. We didn't see Sarper and Shekinah again, thank God, but I think they're coming back next week. Do we? Who else? Am I missing somebody? Sarper and Shekinah, Jenna Shawn, James and Tata, Sterling Dempsey, Corinne Inky. No, I think that's it. So we've seen James and Tata, Josh and Lily, Joanne and Sean, Statler and Dempsey, Corona and Inky, and Sarper and Shekinah. Yeah, because there's only 6 couples this season. So yeah, we didn't see Sarper and Shekinah. We'll see them next week. So anyway, guys, that is the end of my review. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I'll be back on Sunday to recap the 5th and final part of that Happily Ever After tell-all. So I'm just like, And before I sign off, if anybody knows anything about Married at First Sight, because I'm going to talk a little bit about Married at First Sight before I sign off. As we all know, that last season in Denver was just a complete disaster, and like a lot of fans were like kind of like shook up from that season, and how, especially that reunion and everything. And for the last 2 seasons of Married at First Sight, they they extended the season really long. They showed like life after Decision Day, long before the reunion and stuff. And we had a few weeks off because of the holidays and stuff. So Lifetime is doing just it's just like TLC. They're just doing a lot of that extending the seasons and stuff. And I'm just like, for what for? The Nashville season was pretty long. The Denver season was really long. We have like a big break in between. The only thing I heard with the new season in Chicago that's coming up for season 18 is that they already filmed the after party. Now, they already filmed the first episode of the after party, but they also already filmed the next season, season 9. They already filmed season 19 in Austin already. So they already filmed the next season. We still have to air the season before. They already filmed season 19, and they still haven't aired season 18. So I know everybody's still recovering from Denver. I think everyone's online is saying, "Oh, Denver like messed it all up for everybody, and we don't know when it's coming back." So if anybody knows anything about Married First Sight coming back, like a release date or anything, please let me know. And I will, if it's better than last season, I heard there will be changes this season. I will cover it again. But the last 2 seasons were so hard for me to cover, I couldn't keep up. So I'll try to get back into it for the upcoming season, but I do need a release date. So y'all let me know, and I'll see y'all next week. Bye, y'all.